Hello, my name is Ari Waldman. I'm a person who stutters. Today is Daily Video Tanya, day 33. I'm going to work on pausing after every word and after every couple of words, an easy voice. It is also Sunday, November 15, 2020, the 28th day of cheshvan. From Chabad.org, Daily Study, Daily Tanya, Kuntras Acharon, Essay 2, Sunday, 20th of Cheshvan, 5781, November 15, 2020. Here it goes. Ayin Eitz Chaim Sha'ar Hanekudot Sha'ar Chet Perek Vav. Examine the statement in Eitz Chaim Sha'ar Hanekudot. Sha'ar 8, chapter 6. She'ein hachozeret hachazarat panim bepanim ki'im al yedei mitzvot me'asiyot davka. That there can be no turning of face to face except through mitzvot, requiring action. The text cited had been previously discussed, the stage of creation of which the bracket of 6 sephirot, known collectively as Za, Zayin Aleph, Zeir Anpin, and 2 sephira, the sephira of Malchut, were first emanated and revealed in the world of Atzilut from Chochmah and Bina. Their spiritual parents, Adam, had not yet been created, and hence the avodah of fulfilling mitzvot did not yet exist. At this stage, if Za and Malchut, hold on a second, gotta scroll up. Okay, let's start again. That there can be no turning of face to face except through mitzvot requiring action. The text cited had previously discussed the stage of creation at which the bracket of 6 sephirot, known collectively as Za, Zayin Aleph, Zeir Anpin, and 2, the sephira of Malchut, were first emanated and revealed in the world of Atzilut from Chochmah and Bina. Their spiritual parents, Adam, had not been created, and hence the avodah of fulfilling mitzvot did not yet exist. At this stage, if Za and Malchut had united face to face, there would be an effusion of divine energy from the innermost aspect of Za to the innermost aspect of Malchut. This, however, would enable the klipot to receive more than their due share of life-giving influence from the source of holiness. The union was therefore merely back-to-back, i.e., only the external aspect of Za was drawn down to Malchut. Only after Adam was created and performed mitzvot effectively, trimming and hacking off the thorns, i.e., limiting the nurture of Kalipot, could Za and Malchut be united face to face. In other words, divinity can be revealed within this world without any nurture being illegitimately diverted to the Klipot. Only by means of mitzvot, whose performance entails an actual deed. Tam hadavar, the reason for this, as given there in Eitz Chaim, ki al yedei masim tovim goram zivug ha'elyon v'kulei, is that by means of good deeds one brings about a supernal union, causing Za and Malchut to turn face to face. Lahavin imoi me'asiot davka. Now, why only mitzvot involving action? Why can the same result not be brought about by mitzvot, fulfilling by thought and speech? Yovein mama mima shekatu b'shar mem nun umem dalet. This may be understood in the light of what is written in Eitz Chaim, Shar Man Umad. Ki tzarech tchila lahalot man denukva deza. That first, before the supernal union takes place, there must be an elevation of Mayan Nukvin, i.e., an arousal initiated by the recipient from the Nukva, i.e., the feminine element of Za vis-a-vis Malchut. Went all the way down. Okay. Uman denokvahein bechinat asiya kamo shekatuv sham perik aleph. Sorry about this. My cursor was on the down arrow, so it automatically went down. And the Mayan Nukvin of Nukva is the state of action as explained there in chapter 1. In addition, in other words, the things of this world, whose source is the Sephira of Malchut, which is the Nukva of Za, must be elevated to their source in holiness. This can be accomplished only through mitzvot, whose fulfillment requires actions performed with the material components of the world. This alone makes possible the supernal union, which reveals divinity within this world. But how can it be ensured that no part of this revelation will leak to the klipot, which are also known as chitzonim, literally extraneous forces? V'hine hamasim tovim nikraim kesuach v'kitzutz hakotzim hanechazim b'achorim. Good. Again, I went up. Okay. Good deeds are described as trimming and hacking off of the thistles that attach themselves to the hinder point. Shehein bechinat asiya, which is the state of deed, Komo shekatuv hashar maz perakeh, as is written in Eitz Chaim Shar 47, chapter 5. It is the performance of specifically these commandments that hacks away the klipot, which, like the unchecked roots of thistles or weeds in a vineyard, would otherwise encroach on the life-giving waters and divert them from their intended destination. V'hayinu al yedei ha'ila'at hatov haganuz bahem hamilovish b'mitzvot ma'asiyot. This pruning, in effect, by elevating the element of good that is concealed in them, i.e., in things of this world that are related to Asiya, that is enclosed in mitzvot of action, limikoro, likedushat ha'atzilut, shekaver, ho varara. Elevating this element of good to its source, to the sanctity of Atzilut that has already been refined. The performance of practical mitzvot that makes possible the purification and elevation of these physical things that are in need of this by extracting the element of good that is within them and elevating it to holiness. Umashakativ Shem Sha'adam Harishon Tikain Gam Kain Al Yedei Tefillah. As to the statement there that Adam effected rectification, tikkun, through prayer as well, that which would not appear to be a mitzvah, requiring action. Hayinu al yedei otiot adibur da akimat shavatav have me'aseh. This means that he did so through uttering the letters of speech, i.e., not through the intent of prayer, but by the actual deed involved. For the movement of one's lips is also deemed a deed. Kihen minefesh ha-chonit shebeguf v'damo asher sharashan minoga. For they, the utterances, derive from the vivifying soul, which is in one's body and blood, whose roots and life force is in Klipat Noga. As the Alter Rebbe explains in chapter 37 of Tanya, one's godly soul is incapable of uttering the words of Torah or prayer, which have to be sounded with the physical mouth, tongue, and teeth, except through the agency of the vivifying soul that is invested in the body. We see from the above that uttering the words of prayer can also elevate man from the nukva of Asiya, just as is done by the practical mitzvot. V'hine ha-birurim ta'asiya olin d'yitzira al yedei sham ban umi umi yitzira libria la'atzilot kamoshakatu b'shar man. Durush Yud Aleph Siman Zayin. Come on. No. It goes down way too quickly. Okay. The acts of refinement, of Asiyah, that are accomplished through practical mitzvot, ascend to Yitzira by means of the divine name, Ban, and from Yitzira to Bria and Atzilut, as noted in Shar Man Derush 11, section 7. Uvizeh Yuvan Taharhor Lo Avid Miyadeh. Thus, we can understand why mere thought accomplishes nothing, as essay 1 of Kuntras Acharon quoted above from Zohar, Ki beli al ila'a man meha mulachim shebenoga vi efshar lehamshich tefin milmala dezit lezivug zaven. For unless Mayan Nukvin is elevated from the kings of Noga, it is impossible to draw forth drops from above to effect the union of Zun, an acronym for the above terms, Za and Nukva. This elevation can be effected only through activity on the level of Asiyah, as stated above. Za and Malchut can unite only if a degree of illumination that transcends them both is drawn down upon them. To use a mortal analogy concerning the union of man and woman, it is written, male and female, did he create them. And God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply. I.e., in order for their union to bear fruit, a blessing must first descend upon the partners from above, and these drops of blessing from a source in divinity that transcends both Za and Malchut cannot be drawn down unless Mayan Nukvin is aroused and elevated by the refinement of the materiality of Klipat Noga. Ki rotza linak me'aman v'lo lahashpia lamata. For Za desires to seek its nurture from its mother, i.e., from the Sephira of Bina, rather than giving forth for the lower realms. It is only through the elevation of Man of Noga that a higher degree of illumination is drawn down within Za, causing it to desire to unite with the Sephira beneath it vis-a-vis Malchut. Kumo shekatu b'shar man derush bet. It is written in Eitz Chaim, Shar Man Derush 2, V'ayin Zohar, Parashat Pikude, Daf Ramad Amud Bet, Diit Stura Kule, Diis Takla Kule. Examine Zohar, Parshat Pekude, page 244b, which states that there is a mode of gazing, just as there is a mode of verbalized prayer. There is also a mode of prayer with kavanah, by means of which one mediates and attains infinite heights as one gazes upon the glory of the King. Ve'hein kavanot hatefila v'yichudim elyonim liyodim umishigim le'istakla kule. This refers to the intentions, kavanot, in worship, and the supernal unions for those who know how to understand how to gaze. This refers to the intentions, kavanot, in worship, and the supernal unions for those who know and understand how to gaze. Such individuals can have an impact on this world through their unarticulated intentions alone. Ki nefesh ruach neshamash elahem atzman hein man b'mesirot nefesh al haTorah. For their nefesh, ruach, and neshama themselves constitute the arousal initiated by the recipient, which is known as man, through their self-sacrificing devotion for the Torah, uvenefilat apayim kenoda, and during the Tachanan prayer, during which we say to you, God, I lift my soul as is known. This ability, however, remains the province of a select few. The overwhelming majority of Jews accomplish this elevation through mitzvot, action, involving an actual deed or speech. And in this manner, they are able to bring about a union face-to-face between Zah and Malchut, the sublime union of Kudsha Brichu, and his Shechina, which draws divinity down into this world. This is the end of my video, Tanya, day 33. Have a great day.